Sorry about that. Went ahead and murdered all your guys' ears. Went ahead and muted that. Thanks, Mighty Dictron. Alright, so that should no longer be beeping at you, so whenever that loads up. Anyway, yes, Shadowmoor Limited. Let's do some of that as soon as I'm certain I'm back up. I think I'm up. I'm definitely up. I'm here in the shadows. I think. Okay. Alright, so we are in the queue. We are going to wait until we get 8 players. Go ahead and get things started then. What do we got going here? Haunter of the Night Vale. No answer. Skype noises. So how are all you folks tonight? It's probably later for most of you than it is here. Yeah, number of you. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
We had to. There were. I'm here.
Things occurred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me. I have to actually get your stream up.
Yep. We're
Yeesh.
sitting in a queue.
Okay.
It's Shadowmoor, so it'll be a little while. I also did some settings changing and then burned everyone's ears.
Okay. Good.
So, yeah.
More streaming. More magic.
More magic. Magic forever.
So it's hard for me to. It's really hard for me to say I like anything from Dragon's Maze.
I thought you liked the filth. You didn't.
I mean,
Or is that just like that's a good card sort
Drown
of?
in. Well, I like Drown in Filth because it's a primo removal spell that people aren't going to fight you over.
That's fair.
It's for you. It's not for them, and it will murder anything.
Right. For everyone else, you have this like -2 sort of.
Yeah, which is okay, but probably not where they want to be.
Right, and sometimes it fails if you're not in that deck. So
Yeah.
not a fan of. I'm trying to think of all the other. Unleash
Yeah, I
Lord.
mean the what?
Unleash Lord. Exva.
Oh, Exava,
Exava. There,
the
missing a
lady.
letter. Yes.
I mean, I respect her power,
Okay.
and I think the deck that she's going to be in is going to be fine as a deck. I just don't want to play that deck.
Okay, that's fair.
Really, I shouldn't say that because I don't really want to play any standard deck right now. Standard is not a place I want to be.
It's an odd place. It's better than it has been in the past couple of years, but it's still an odd place. I mean, there's no Jace the Mind Sculptor rule in the format. There's no Titans kind of being the only card, that sort of thing. However, there are still the pillars of the format. That never changes. But yeah, more Shadowmoor. This is only around until Wednesday, so I wanted to get in some more Shadowmoor drafting. I'm honestly still disappointed Mortify's not in the set with Putrefy.
I know, but there's not as big an enchantment theme this time around.
Yeah, well,
The
there's
classic Ravnica always had the enchantment sub-theme, and it had those like mainline playable common enchantments.
Yeah, Galvantic Arc and Fate's Fetters
Yeah,
and those things.
and Flight of
Mage,
Fancy.
yeah, and then there
Is
were
that
the
what that was
Mage
called?
Marks in the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So they definitely had an enchantment sub-theme in the last one, but not in this one, and that's what made Mortify so awesome. It's like you jailbreak your guy, you get rid of the pillory or whatever.
Right, you are no longer under the 1,000 lashes. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I would want it for. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
okay.
the deck that would be playing the 1,000 lashes. Let's be honest.
Maybe they didn't want it next to Wear and Tear. I don't know.
Yeah, I like there was an article that went up today that had a couple, developer insights, and one of them was on War Leader's Helix, and for a while in the set, that card was just straight Lightning Helix. They wanted to do a thing where each guild got a high-profile reprint.
Yeah, then they realized that Lightning Helix would not kill any of the set's creatures. Is that about how it happened?
Yeah, there's just nothing it could do against.
Okay, so with this draft, do you want to be the Howl of the Night Pack deck?
Yes, I have some choices. I've got the Howl of the Night Pack deck. I've got the Persist deck. There's the Shield of the Oversoul deck. I don't feel that's better than just picking Howl of the Night here.
Yeah, I don't think that the Kelpie is better than Howl.
No.
Howl's moving wolves.
Howl's many wolves. My only...
Also, you put your neighbors in blue.
Yeah, very
I guess
Fireberry cohort. There's like 5 blue cards in here, and most of them are pretty playable. Yeah, I mean, worst case, like, we end up, like, not playing it and just do the Elsewhere Flask thing.
Oh, man. I kind of want to do the Elsewhere Flask
Which
deck.
I would almost, like, in this block, or in this pair of sets specifically in Limited, I'm not the hugest fan of mono green, just because there's no way to actually kill a creature. But we're going to do it. We're going to pick the Howl and see where it leads us.
Well, there's that green-white sacrifice spell that gives them a bunch of elves.
That's true. Mercy killing.
Mercy killing. There we go.
Yep.
Hmm.
As far as on the green plan, we have Scuzzback Marauders and Giant Baiting, depending on which way we'd want to take that. We're not going to find a guy that Dramatic Entrance is good enough with.
No. No such creature exists.
Like, we would have to open... We would have to open up a Woodfall Primus in, like, Pack 2.
Wow. Okay, it's much too early to take Torture.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think the Marauders might be the best quote-unquote thing here. It's a solid creature. I mean, comparative to every other choice we had.
Yeah, the difference between Scuzzback Marauders and a lot of other Persist creatures is that the 4/1 trample that you get out of the Persisted guy is still a real creature.
Yep.
So he persists into something still valid.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the choice here. Nothing else. I mean, Spit Flame,
Yeah.
ooh, nothing else jumps out at me. This one's got cards that kind of jump out at me. I don't know how much Wooded Bastions go for, but I generally that
Probably
sort of
junk.
thing anyway.
No, that's not real.
Yeah.
There's some Gloomlands.
Yeah. Here we go.
We'll just do your last draft again, where you
Yeah. Well, we
pick
could.
up every Gloomland.
We've got Tattermunge Witch, which could give us a direction.
Okay, I just read through an entire set where 2/1s are pretty terrible. is how good are pikers in Shadowmoor?
This
I don't
set
remember.
is this set is a lot about. It feels like you're 4-drop, and they're usually 4-mana 3/3s, which this guy can swing into and then trade with because.
Oh, that's actually true. Okay.
And this also, yeah, this gives us a direction. It gives us, maybe we just play mono green with the splash, or mono red with the splash.
She's certainly not the best witch.
As far as real cards in this one go, we still see Burn Trail.
What?
Yeah. Which
Wow.
this card is, as long as...
I think we want to play that.
Yep, we will play it, we will learn how to use it, and we will use it.
Did we pass any real red? We should pass giant baiting, I guess.
Giant baiting. I don't know if that's a card that would put somebody in red. It would certainly...
Yeah, I don't think it would either.
I mean, this is a 2-for-1 as well at times.
This is kind of a late burn trail. I remember that being rather good.
Yeah. If we pick the Gloom Lance, there's the Wasp Lance.
Yeah, there's...
Somebody's going to have a good deck going around with that.
Well, we get to murder their good deck with our
Yeah.
burn trail, so that's
So I think we're
where I am.
hopefully in the red here. Speaking of red, I actually sort of like the Butcher here. Honestly, there's
First
not
Strike Wither is pretty great.
Yep.
Do we have a way to boost him?
Not
Is there, like, anything in this set?
the Initiate over here gives a +1/+1 on a green spell cast. There's a number of odd pump spells. I want to say the one I can think of is Bark Shell Blessing, which is green.
Oh, right.
White hybrid, or maybe
That is green-white hybrid.
which we could still use and abuse.
They were kind of on the fence between like a
Green.
red-green deck, which does not make good use of Howl, or just a red deck, and we forget that we picked up Howl.
I would prefer to go the red deck and then find a late, like an Elsewhere Flask, and just
That would be
roll
really
that.
great.
We've got actual choices though in this one.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we could become the Intimidator Initiate deck. We're like pick that up, and that card is a very solid card, as we've seen before. We could slam down the runes. It's +2/+2 double strike on a matching creature, and we have the Scuttlemutt.
Well, I do have an irrational love of Scuttlemutt. It could be like the Scuttlemutt plus God Aura's deck.
Oh man, I'm thinking I want to just stick on the red plan and pick up the Initiate personally. Oh man, that's a late corrupt. Oh good lord.
Oh my. I
Somebody.
didn't even see Corrupt there.
Yeah. Okay, so we've
Get a
got
second bite at the runes.
second bite at
Hell, it's that.
runes, second Initiate. Boggart Arsonist is an okay creature because the destroy target scarecrow
Yeah,
is
one
relevant.
of the three.
Oh, yep, we have a flask.
Oh crap! You should have gotten that Corrupt.
We could have flask for Howl of the Night Pack and corrupt. And then
Well-
Slinking Giant is the other choice. And he's
Yeah,
more of a blocker.
Are we really passing up all that much with taking the flask?
An Intimidator Initiate's the only thing. I think I'm going to pick the flask up and then try to stick in mono red. Or near as much as
And have the Howl as just a breaker.
Yep. Ooh. This is just a...
That's not the red card that you want.
No.
Damn.
All damage is dealt as though it's Source Head Wither. I might just pick that up and...
Just to stay on target. What are the scarecrows, though?
we have a green-white Scarecrow that's Wither Vigilance, and then we have a black-red Scarecrow that's Haste and Persist, which might just be more relevant. I think I'll...
Well, yeah, he has a body. Like, the enchantment is never going to do anything.
Yep.
You don't really want that.
Okay, cool. We actually get to table one of my favorite Falter effects in this set. Embergale is just creatures can't block. And it also deals 1 damage to each white or blue creature that player controls, which generally is a lot due to hybrid. You'll get to just nick a good number of mimics, all but the green, all but one actually.
All right, sounds like a pretty good wheel.
Yeah, I mean it's a card we want one of, but you know. Ooh, not much going on here again. This Scarecrow is the red-green Scarecrow. It gives haste and wither. Haste on red, wither on green.
The Blaze and the Thorn. You know, 3/3 haste for 5 and bad.
Yeah, other choice is the Spite Flame Witch.
That's not a
It's,
choice.
it's like it's a piker with no ability.
That's the 50. That's the fisticuffs deck
Yep,
choice.
that is the fisticuffs choice. Oh, okay. Here we've got pseudo choices. I'm more interested in a pseudo shade.
You know what? That sounds good. I don't
It'll
think we really need a 1/1, but a
no,
flying guy. That starts to sound more reasonable.
and we're at blank cards though.
Well, that's fine.
Yep, we just
Oh look, no one wanted the put away. That surprises me a little. I rather liked casting put away. I also liked casting ether too, when I could get my hands on those.
that always felt like just cheating when you got to actually cast a
Yeah,
full-on ether toe.
man.
Let's go ahead and just start picking up cards out of here.
Is no
Yeah.
one actually in black, I wonder? Well, this probably doesn't mean all that much.
Right.
Right of
Two
consumption.
right of consumptions.
Ooh.
Yeah, right now we have this weird thing where we have no 3-drops.
There are no good 3-drop. There's
There's
Scuttlemutt.
Scuttlemutt. There is one good
He's a
3
good
drop.
3-drop.
There's Bogart Ram Gang is the 3-drop I
Yeah.
actually want.
There's 3-drops that never make it to you
We
because
do
people
have a...
pick
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, the red-green duo is a really solid 3-drop. We're not picking...
them.
We're
We're
not
not.
picking it out of here because there's a murderous right.
There's Murderous Redcap. We're picking him. What are we passing? I guess it's
We are passing Fisticuffs. We are passing the Tattermunge duo, which is the actual solid duo. It pumps on red spells and Forest Walks on green. Other than that, not a lot. I guess Mystic Gate. Oh no.
that. Well, that was the one that actually got played.
That is true. Well, Blue Black also would have.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah, it's a shame to see the duo go. There's basically nothing else in this pack.
yep. But Murder's Redcap is extremely powerful. It bonks something when it comes in, and then it blocks, and then it bonks something again when it comes back in.
Pretty much as good as he looks.
Yep.
Also, casting that 7 mana. Or was it 7 mana? It was the 7 mana 7/7 shapeshifter, who's like it copies a
Ooh.
thing except it's still 7/7. That was
Yes,
exciting.
that was it.
Pick up Puncture Bolt.
That's not much of a... Again, also not a lot in here for passing. Here's the good old Flourishing defenses. Many a game.
Oh, I really loved doing that in Two-Headed Giant. I don't think that it goes anywhere in here though.
There is a deck. I've played a deck that actually can make good use of it. You can end up playing that with black and playing things like Grief Tyrant. And
You know what? All right, I'll
just-
give you that.
it's rare, but sometimes it just comes up. There's also another
Ooh, there's an Elsewhere flask in here.
Puncture Bolt's premium. Yeah, just premium.
You're picking that though, yeah.
Yeah.
It kills a surprising amount of creatures in this set.
Boom, gifts. Jaws of Stone is an insane card that does insane things.
Oh man, we might actually get to do that.
It is, we just get to cast a fireball pretty
Man, are there any even 3-drops at all?
I think it's just the duo.
Look at this.
As I was saying, the 4-drops are kind of where this... Really, we want to find a couple of those 4-drops that are hybrid and can't be blocked by specific colors.
Yeah.
Those are the go-to creatures of the format. But yeah,
Like
Jaws
the-
of Stone gives us a lot of reach and just a board wipe if we need it. This is a sad-looking pack.
Man, I'd say you're being cut, but there's like even in other colors there aren't
The
compelling
best card
choices.
in here is the Ballynock Cohort, which is a 3/3 first striker for 3, effectively. And like that is a extremely powerful white card, but it's the only real card in here. We could take the Pilipala and maybe see Power of Fire.
Well, is that more reasonable a choice than the cohort? Because I don't think you're going to play the cohort.
No, I think I'm just gonna go with the oh, this guy's also fine. He's actually pretty reasonable.
You know,
He's
the
a,
Kindler.
yeah,
It's probably better than Pilipala for you. Yeah, take him.
and this is another pack that has almost nothing for us.
Oh, hey! We get to pick up our good duo, though.
Yes. Again, Pumps on Red is going to be really good for us.
Hooray! A 3-drop.
Woo! Yeah, if I didn't know any better, I'd say the person on our left is playing red.
Mm.
Grab the Ember Strike duo and then just kind of... I don't think we can actually make use of it.
No, I don't know. It is a creature, at least. And a red spell. Trader's Roar.
Trader's Roar is...
That's the one that I killed people with. I like that spell.
I think I might grab one just to have one. It's another kind of... It's a sort of copy of Ember Gale. In a sense, though, if you conspire it, you have 2 less attackers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
also
usually guys who weren't getting through anyway.
Yes. There's that Bark Shell Blessing I was speaking about here. Yeah, it is just a +2/+2 for green-white hybrid.
Yeah.
Inescapable Brute.
I actually like him.
And we are...
I mean, yes, he's a 6 mana 3/3, but that's more reasonable in Shadowmoor than it is in other sets.
we also have a Guttural Response. This is the super sideboard card.
Yeah, I think I would. Man.
Yeah, I'm going with the Brute.
Oh, this draft might not go so well.
Yeah.
We have like 2 removal spells. We have a Murderous Redcap.
Hey.
Oh, hey, there's your.
So there's our 3/3 for 4, and then there's our dragon.
Wow. Okay, you're not actually being cut off a red.
Oh, I'm gonna do a thing here.
Oh, I think I know what you're doing.
I'm doing a thing.
Excellent.
I am greedy as hell.
Wolgans.
Hello.
Excellent. Be greedy. Cast dragon. It has haste, right?
No, but
No.
we can give it haste with this Kindler.
Yes.
Well-
Alternatively, you cast it post-combat and get to draw a bunch of cards.
Hey, another duo.
Hey, that's the
Sweet.
one that was one from the first pack. So maybe red's not being cut off as hard as I think, and
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's
Check
no
your
red first.
Twitter. Okay, what's Twitter?
Oh, Abyss
Precious?
Hunted gave us a gift. A gift.
Abyss
of
Hunter gave
Pokemon.
us a present.
it's true.
Yes.
Oh, Huh?
All right,
Alter.
Medibot. So
That's not working.
right now we're a red deck that
Yeah.
wants to cast Elsewhere Flask and then Howl of the Night pack.
Yep.
Wait a second. That's...
We also have a Jaws of Stone to go with it, but with just
should
plain
ban-
mountains.
We actually have a pretty sick looking curve
Yeah.
like this. I don't like Inescapable Brute number 2.
I don't like any of these, to be honest.
Fists.
Get the fist. +1/+1 first strike for 2.
Yeah, I mean, at this point we have enough black-red guys.
Yeah. We have one. We have Red Cap. I guess Red Cap could go to
Yeah.
town.
Murderous Redcap is a champion hero
That's true.
with a knife.
And now
Wife.
we're down to junk.
Yeah, let's go ahead and...
So,
I don't
What
really...
do...
Ember Strike Duo on the back, yeah.
Hey, more fisticuffs. It's happening. That thing that I wanted to play.
That's ill.
Do we...
Oh,
What do we want out of Eventide?
Forrest, I'll get that after this here. I keep forgetting to switch that from Magic Online to just Magic. I guess that's important. What we would like... I mean...
Oh no!
There's the unmake.
There's unmake.
Whoops.
Our options in the deck we have sitting here are Flame Jab and Heartlash Cinder.
I don't like Heartlash Cinder very much. I do like Flame Jab very much.
Yeah, we also have the Goat Land.
I don't think we actually have the
The Goat
This
Land.
is like the third rare land that we've either opened or passed.
Goats.
A goat! Create endless goats.
Yeah,
I think-
that's the third land.
Pretty sure you actually want Flame Jab. There are a lot of 1 toughness creatures.
Right, like Heartlash
And-
Cinder.
And there are a lot of 2 toughness creatures with Persist, and that can like finish them off. And it's
We
a thing
also-
to do with your lands, and on and on and on.
Heartlash Cinder gets plus X plus O, where X is the number of red mana symbols on cards you control. Which, honestly, we don't have a ton. All of our cards are like single red.
Yeah, it never works out that way. You're just... Ugh.
Okay.
Well, Hobgoblin Dragoon is a piece of junk.
Are we the Cinder Pyromancer man, then?
Well, we do have a lot of red spells.
Oh, hey, here's the black-white hybrid guy. I could not remember this guy for the life of me.
Oh, Restless Apparition. Oh, because it's terrible. That's why you couldn't
It
remember
has
it.
persist. If I was playing limited, if I was playing white or black, I would pick this card out of the
Terrible.
Pack, but terrible.
I mean, next to all of the others from
Uh,
that power uncommon slot, yeah.
In this set, it's kind of weird because none of them are as strong as like Bogart Ram Gang, or that power level.
Oh, the Ram Gang.
So
The Hobgoblin is all right.
yeah,
Double
the
strike?
double striker, the double striker.
Yeah.
But like Crag Pukas, a Puka.
Crag Puka is exceptionally weird.
So yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, I thought for a second that guy was Power of Fire, and I got excited.
This is red as hell, and
Oh. Look at all this
Is that-
stuff.
Was that the
that
Thunderball?
is the Thunderblast.
Yes. Thunderball.
I think we're picking it?
Yeah, I
What
feel
is it
like
really
that's
competing with?
that's huge. And
We don't want another Flame Jab, really. I don't think we want Scourge of the Nobilis either, because you didn't get any Scuttlemates.
Nope.
Maybe a Mimic, but that's the strongest other case, and we already have 2
Yeah, I
drops.
was
So
gonna say 2 drops.
yeah.
We got coming out of everywhere. I think we just thunder.
Strikes like thunderball.
Yeah, suit that guy with fists.
Oh God, give him the fists, or Tattermunch, which gives trample as well. Mimics.
Just more Mimics.
I mean, I think I like the Mimic slightly.
You like the first
more than-
Mimic over the
Second
first, like, Scourge or something?
Well, second Flame Jab.
Yeah, I guess that's really what it would be.
Because second Flame, like, once you have a Flame Jab, you have all Flame Jabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll see other cards that interact with Mimics, like other Mimics.
There's other Mimics. Ooh, is that the hard to block guy? Like-
Yeah, this is the hard to block guy, and he's a 3-drop.
He's a 3-drop. He's red. He basically can't be blocked. Like, what defenders do people actually play?
In this format,
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
is his evasion ability, right?
yes. Defenders.
Defenders can block him?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we want him.
That's more important, especially if we're quite late here. Maybe we'll see the Mimic table. Needle Spectre.
Hmm.
I guess our real option here is getting a different Mimic or getting a double cleave.
A lot of your creatures have high power.
If we can,
Double cleaving a Thunderblast feels pretty cool.
yeah, maybe the Scuzzback
Well,
Marauders.
yeah,
want a
even the
double cleave.
Scuzzback Marauders
Yeah.
and stuff. Hmm.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well on creatures right now. I feel anyway. We've got a number of not as
Yeah,
good
we
ones,
might
but-
be down to the point where we want fake removal, like double cleave.
How about fake removal, like inside out?
Fake. Sorry.
Oh come on, it's fake. It
I think
cantrips.
I think it's your
cantrips.
pick anyway.
No, it cantrips. It lets us a lot of creatures in the set. It does absolutely nothing to.
Dumb elves are dumb.
Sometimes we get to kill like a turn 2 devoted druid or something like that. Not that they actually let us draw a card off it, but another Cinder Pyromancer versus a double cleave.
Wait, what is that white card? I don't think I've seen that.
Endure. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and permanents you control this turn for white 3.
Wow, I somehow have never seen that card before.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an expensive safe passage.
Protects
Isn't
your
that-
planeswalkers.
Ooh,
Oh my.
I feel like we're getting on the Cinder.
Cinder Pyromancer, go!
That's what we're doing.
I'm down with that.
That's what we're doing. We're going to have Cinder Pyromancer poke them until Jaws of Stone can kill them. Sure.
Oh, someone took the unmake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Took the primo removal.
What does this guy do? Oh.
Oh, that's the terrible
that's
one.
that's really bad. I guess we take the Scarecrow that gives red creatures haste
Hmm.
out of, or maybe the. Actually, I like the Grey Ogre one better. Quick switch to the Grey Ogre one. The Grey Ogre one is 2 mana or 3 mana to give a green creature +1/+1, which we have a number of.
Oh, dude, Passable Pump is actually great.
Yeah, especially it's
Oh, that could be
just
surprising.
a Grey Ogre,
Yeah.
so could be worse. Like this pack.
Pack's pretty
Honk.
bad.
Merp.
Honk.
However, that Cinder Pyromancer's still around here.
Oh, wow, you're in the right color. Look at all this.
Yes.
I think we are the Pyromancer deck.
Yeah, I don't think there's such thing as too many Cinder Pyromancers.
Oh, I think there is.
Okay, but I don't think 3 is that number.
No one will ever siphon life us. No one will ever drain the well. No, the drain the well. They might gain life.
I find it kind of weird to see Idle Thoughts as the final card in the pack. I really like that card.
You like Fool's Tome?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So we
what's
are.
is this deck?
Our business is. Looks like Cinder Pyromancer is our business,
Cinder Pyromancer.deck. Go.
and
Do we
have-
actually want to do the wolves? I'm leaning towards yes because it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'm going to do is see what our deck looks like cards-wise when I go ahead and throw in, what we got here.
So red cards that we like.
Let's go with the haste guy. The haste guy is pretty good here. Haste out the dragon.
Mm.
All right, let's look at the curve. So this is red cards we like. If I go ahead and remove all non-options here, we still have Fists and a Duo. We have Traitorous Roar still around. Some Skullkins. We have the Hill Giant Skullkin if we need a 3-drop, which honestly seems fine.
Hmm.
We have Elsewhere Flask and Howl the Night Pack. And not much else that... I guess Trader's Roar, as far as a finisher goes.
Yeah, well, the red half of fists gives first strike, right?
Yes,
And that's what you actually want.
That's not...
So that could be a consideration.
Yeah, that's not terrible, because that throws Duo up to 3 power, or 4 power on the turn it's played.
Hmm.
It gets a lot of the creatures up to the point where, like, a 3 power first striker is pretty much winning combat in this format. Like, if we do this in the fists, that puts us up to 23. Is there anything we don't like in the main? We got Flame Jab and the Initiate. I like both of those. The Tattermunge Witch, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how much I care for that now.
Wait, what does
Yeah,
what does
now that
Fists
we're on
give to
Mono
red
Mountains.
creatures?
Fist is +1/+1 first strike.
On red creatures?
Yep, and then black is Wither.
Yeah, if we get to live the dream and put it on our murderous red cap.
That is such a good deck, by the way. If you just get like all of the fists and all of the black-red creatures,
Just
and
punch
top
them.
out at 4, and you punch, and you win.
I don't know how much I care about Tattermunge Witch in here.
She's a piker
That's
in
a
your deck.
piker.
She's a piker with passable pump that
No,
makes
we're
blocking...
never gonna do that. We're a Mono Mountains deck.
Yeah, we have no
Oh,
green.
so we are. Okay, she's a piker.
We could do, because we have that and we have a duo as well, as far as the red-black duo, as far as, 2-drops go.
Red...
But red is the first
1/1
strike.
first strike, yeah.
Yeah, it's black
So-
gives it the pump, though, and we only have 2 other black
Yeah.
spells, so...
So not really happening.
Yeah. I mean, we could live the dream of duo and then fists, and then... But that's too
Put in
complex.
Trader's Roar. I don't know how to play the game of Magic the Gathering.
An interesting argument. I like it.
Wait, do you have Embergale in there?
I have one of our 2.
You do have Embergale.
Yep.
How about Blistering Dyflin then?
Just go ahead and get the pump going.
I mean, really, that can sometimes be the thing that you need.
Dyflin and
a
then
creature that
leave the fists in here, and then maybe we get the Dyflin with first strike, or... I mean, that gets everybody.
I'm just saying that you get to dump all of your mountains into damage to your opponent at some point.
That's fair.
That's a compelling argument.
And there were a lot of flame jabs going around too.
Well, I mean, that's a change we can make. We have the option of boarding in the Elsewhere Flask package if we need. We have...
If we decide that games are just going too long, then you know what? Breaker.
Well, I mean, we've got the breaker right here. For the Scarecrow Pumper, we only have 3 real creatures in the deck it can pump. It's honestly just a Grey Ogre.
But if we are pumping a creature, it's a pretty good creature that's getting the pump.
Right. I mean, we have a pair of duos that are already passable creatures.
I'm pretty sure it's your best Scarecrow at least. You can put in Inside Out if you want another red spell instead of him.
I'd honestly rather have the 16th guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's just this, and we get to do the... Let's see what Magic Online wants us to play for land. This is my favorite part of Shadowmoor Draft.
The insane land suggestions.
Ah, yes. One of everything.
Haha, of course.
And we just ignore it and go to mountains. We do have the giant dragon. Hopefully we can get that rolling. Haste that in. But honestly, we have a lot of... Looks like we're just gonna poke people with pyromancers until they die. Pyromancers and flame jabs. Yeah, let's do it.
Wait, we're secretly a grindy deck? Oh lord.
Secretly, our endgame is pretty powerful.
I think we're still an aggressive deck that just happens to have a very powerful late game.
I honestly almost... I want the Tatter.
Maybe we're not. We do have all of those Pyromancers, and I love the plan of just being Team Pyromancer.
I want to see that work. Okay, so we have that as a plan, and we have
You know what?
Howl the Night Pack as also
Yeah.
a plan.
Man,
I'm
I really like
keep
having
the
3 of
Lich in
those.
here. Honestly, I just want another Goblin.
You just want a 2-1 more?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, I mean, if they both die to the same removal spells, and I feel a lot worse about the Die-Flynn getting flame jabbed than the Piker getting flame jabbed. Though, honestly, if they've got the flame jab, that ends up bad for us, because our Pyromancers start getting picked off.
Oh no. But wait, suit them up with the fisticuffs, and then they'll live.
Yeah. I think our main, like, even if that plan goes, we have a lot of reach. We have Burn Trail for 6. We have Jaws of Stone. We have Red Camp. We have Surprise Thunderblast. Flame Jab for kind of a grind out.
All right, maybe this deck is okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now watch, you'll draw like Double Cleave and Fists and the Scarecrow. As
Oh no, not again.
This deck is like 4 layers deep of disguising aggro as grindy as aggro.
we must go deeper.
Mm-hmm. So there's really nothing you're looking for and forward to in Dragon's Maze?
Really not. There's usually a thing that I want to collect. You know, a card that I want to get.
You would like
my
to have this.
Collectible card game card.
That's that's fair.
Yeah, we got a hand. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a real hand. We have a
We
curve.
have 2 creatures we can play.
I'm seeing 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Like on the 4, you kill both of their creatures or whatever.
Yeah, and like if he plays a Mimic here, we just drew the Flame Jab. We can just poke his 2-drop, or he won't have a 2-drop.
Also acceptable.
Slightly more distressing, but luckily we have got so much.
You and your perfect mana. I think I've discovered why you draft Shadowmoor so much.
It's so much easier than having to deal with like drawing the slump.
Look, you play lands and tap them for scub to... That's the other thing I determined. Since no one can agree on how the word MANA is pronounced, we're removing it from Magic Lexicon and replacing it with scub.
I see.
You now tap lands to add scub to your scub pool.
The Trow.
Ooh.
How
All
do we
right,
get past the Trow?
the Trowel we can probably throw the Mimic into and then Flame Jab it? Because I would like to... This duo is going to be useful to push through points because it can Forest Walk. So let's see if he takes the...
Yeah. I bet he doesn't block.
If he doesn't, that's perfectly fine.
Get down your Pyromancer.
Oh,
Nope,
shows what I know.
He'll take it. And I'm just going to go ahead and put down the Pyromancer and not Flame Jab it.
Yeah, you can flame jab that thing whenever.
Yeah, like next turn when I have a Pyromancer to untap. Eh? Yeah.
Gotta admit, the Trow is pretty good.
Joe strong.
Yeah, it does in fact get 2 cards out of us. Flame Jab's going to be really good here with the Tattermunch duo.
There's a
Wow, that's more bonkers than I realized.
Yeah. He is attacking with that.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. You have successfully dealt me
I
1
accept.
point of damage.
Ooh, maybe he'll block it with his 2... Yeah.
He'll play a second copy.
Not gonna lie, that would be pretty annoying. He's got to play something. Come on.
Ooh, a 1/1.
Does he? Did he read Cinder?
No, it doesn't.
Pyromancer?
It doesn't hit creatures. Cinder
Yeah,
Pyromancer.
Cinder
Oh.
Pyromancer hits players only.
My
However-
bad.
Yeah. However, the flame jab in our hand does deal with that pretty effectively.
Yeah. I mean, the Spriggan is good in the abstract.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
a really.
Oh yeah, Spriggan's a fine creature.
It is hard
That's
to
the
deal
flame jab.
with. Yeah. I'm hoping he has like a bark shell blessing just to.
It also has excellent illustration, and I'm really glad that they got
Yeah, he's hungry.
what's his face here, Drew Tucker.
Yep, Drew Tucker.
Yeah, they got him back after so long. They're like, Drew Tucker, illustrate for us again. We need you.
He has this
He's like, okay.
fork.
He's hungry but also dainty, and that's why I like him. I think. Shadowmoor is such a cute set. I love it. So many cute things. Screw that Lorwyn place.
All right,
That place was spooky.
I'm gonna play mountain or hold. Yeah.
I think you want to play Mountain for the sake of
For
like
the Scuzzback.
your 7 drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here we're getting a lot of free damage. That's going to be a theme of our attacks for the next, like, couple of turns.
Gonna get a lot of sneaky damage.
Yeah.
Cinder Pyromancer.
Ooh, okay, so... He has this... I guess that trumps Flame Jab.
Yes, I
Yes.
suppose so.
That's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, Grant, let's poke him. Yeah, like, his lands are worth 2 1/1s, and our lands are worth a 1/1. Alright.
Yeah, but we left the Embergale in, so that deals with them.
Yeah. Also, if this is what it looks like, it might be worth... Like, Embergale's also a really reasonable sideboard. Alright, so we go ahead and keep getting more points of damage. Well, he only needs to drop to 6 if I can correctly cast Burn Trail.
Oh yeah.
I
How about
honestly,
that?
I honestly really want Burn Trail to be murdering 2 of his creatures, but
So far, he
it
hasn't
looks
played
like
any... He just hasn't played any creatures that are worth killing. Also, he's dead to Burn Trail next turn?
Yeah, because you ping him a bunch also.
Yep, Cinder Pyromancer to 8, untap Cinder Pyromancer to 7, Burn Trail to 1, Cinder Pyromancer untaps, and he's dead.
Wow.
So, yeah, he is just dead. And that's not even accounting for the Trampler I control.
You can
Well, as
do
long as you
whatever he
ping him.
likes.
Yes, as long as I... Good call.
He's dead if I do that thing that I need to do the thing that I do.
Alright, so this is our test. We get to cast with Conspire. Tapping 2 creatures. And
How
this
does
is-
Conspire work? Aha! Same target.
Same targets. And that's that. Same targets.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just get to go to town there.
Man, you also had a flame jab on the back of that.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That was a lot of... That was from 9 to 0.
Yeah, that was
With
the
an
Yoga
additional-
Flame.
Yeah.
Good lord. He had no creature. He had like Trow.
Yeah, and Ember Gale smells real good against what he showed you.
If he just wants to retrace a bunch.
I don't know how...
Actually,
I don't know how white he is, though. That was the only white card he showed, and it doesn't hit green.
Well, he was split on plains and forests.
Yep.
Like he dropped the second plane, so I'm pretty sure he's a good split.
Right. Is there something we don't want, I guess is a better question. something we don't like in this matchup.
I don't know. Your things are pretty consistently good against him already.
Yeah.
Uh, Maybe one of the mimics. I don't. Nah, I probably
we're
need
just-
that early damage.
I think we're just stick with what we got. We still have an Embergale. Just go with the Pyromancer plan again. He's green-white, so he's going to be unable to remove these from the board.
Pretty much.
Just
Cannot solve your Cinder Pyromancer. How much damage did your Pyromancer do, other than enough?
1, 2, 3. I think he hit 6. I think he was doing 2 points a turn every turn.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
unblockable 2/1. Okay. I mean, if you're casting one spell a turn, that's what he is.
Yep. Okay, so this is all right.
Intimidate or initiate into anything you want. And you definitely have a use for the extra land. Comes to that. Between Jaws of Stone, Null Spine Dragon, and Flame Jab.
Yeah.
Okay, and you get your witch.
Yeah. Again, it's not going to do anything here. Oh, hey, a flame jab.
That was always the most annoying thing about the witches, though. I always hated to cast them because you can get pushed into a monocolored deck, and then you're like, oh, look, that thing that I can't actually do.
Yeah, especially with some of the witches, like the green-white witch is a very easily splashable one. You can just include one plains or one forest, and then it's good. This one
Seed
wants-
Cradle Witch was bonkers.
Yeah, that card's not... That card's just unreasonable.
Mist Meadow Witch was also kind of exciting.
That was impossible to fight. That was maddening to fight. Oh my god. Like, if that is on the other side of the table, everything is wrong. And if they... Good lord, if they have 8 mana. Mist Meadow Witch, for those who are not familiar with it, is a 2-mana 1/1 for hybrid white, blue, and 1. With blue-white 2, remove target creature from the game until the end of turn. Or it returns at the end of turn.
Yeah.
It has no restrictions on what type of creatures it can target. It can target itself, it can target your guys, it can target your opponent's guys. So it becomes effectively unkillable as long as they leave mana up.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I like talking about Mist Meadow Witch a lot more than I like talking about this game, which isn't really a game.
Yeah, your opponent looks stuck on 2 and doesn't actually have any creatures.
Yeah, we are just going to be pushing the points through. We have a Flame Jab with Cinder Pyromancer for maximum effect.
I don't know that he can recover. Oh no!
Goats!
He'll put
Oh, he's got
goats
the
in your
goat.
way.
He's got your goat.
Okay, if there was a card that would let him recover from this position,
Oh,
Kitchen
God,
Finks
yeah.
is actually it.
Kitchen Finks looks good.
Kitchen Finks always looks good, and you can't plan around Kitchen Finks.
Yeah.
We can make him not block.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what
Here's-
we're going to do is Cinder Pyromancer him and then play this Haster and just punch him and ignore Kitchen Finks. I mean, unless he plays a second Kitchen Finks, I really am not going to be...
That would be astonishing, and I would hate the world. I think we have to pay 1.
Yep.
There we go. Whew.
We're not missing that one. We're just going to run some creatures into Kitchen Finks. And so that way we can Flame Jab it, you see. Yeah, I mean, as far as cards he can cast here that do something, Kitchen Finks
Yeah,
is...
That's a good attempt. I mean, in this case, Kitchen Finks reads 3 mana gain 2 life.
Right, I can understand, well, I quite understand why he kept the hand now. If he kept a 2-lander with Kitchen Finks and went, well, this is my best shot, right? Alright, at this point we actually just...
You just have him.
Yeah.
You use the Intimidator twice.
Yep. And heck,
Nutty.
we're close enough that the Pyromancer alone almost has...
Yeah, plus Noggle Bandit.
Yeah, that looks like Flame Jab him, attack with Novel Bandit. There's a million ways you can do this.
Don't forget to ping him with
Ping
your
him with the
syndication.
Pyromancer. Maximum effectiveness out of every card we control.
This is wicked sick. Yeah, nice. Even your opponent is just like, wow, he understands that an extremely efficient red machine has defeated him.
He was, and funnily enough, we're the first ones finished. Who knew?
Mm-mm. You know, I have this suspicious theory that I've kind of developed a theory, and I want to apply statistical tests to it to see if I can get deeper in with this theory. But my theory goes that in Limited you want to get 5 lands, and that if you get to 5, then you're good. If you get less than 5, you're not good. If you get more than 5, you're also not good.
You want
And
exactly
that 5 is this like magical point that you want to optimize for. This is just a theory, and it's sort of casual observations right now, but I would like to see if I could get actual data, forge the experiment, and see.
I guess as a counterpoint, I guess I always feel 4 is an important point to hit. Like it is very hard to win a game of Limited without hitting 4. That doesn't mean that 5 isn't the important one, but you certainly need... It is very hard to win a game on 3 land.
Yeah, there isn't...
Only a very
decks.
famous deck can win on 3.
Famous. Yes.
Yeah.
We have some people. Who are the people in this draft today?
Do we have any strong names? Speaking
Yeah.
of famousness.
Tarot 2? I'm not certain if that's maybe
Pretty
an
weak.
L. Pantera Canes. DKS.
Ah, DKs.
D's. Hebigel.
These all sound pretty bad.
Luke. Super Touch.
I like Super Touch.
That's probably the best we're finding here.
That's pretty good.
And Bunker.
Well, Super Touch it is. That's probably going to be... that's the toughest.
Bunker is solid.
It's a solid name.
Yeah.
I might actually pick Demir at the pre-release, if I go to the
I
pre-release.
was going to say, are you actually going to be going?
Let's do
The
it.
thing is,
Let's put it with 2HG.
I know you
Of
have
course.
some...
of course I want to go to the pre-release, but I don't think we're going to physically have
Right, you
time
have some
to do
things
it.
to attend to on that day.
Yeah, it's very important to do other things.
Yeah.
It would be madness itself, come to think of it. That would be
Alright.
one of the more daft things I could ever do. Because going to a Magic tournament is not like, okay, yeah, I'll go to the Magic tournament and then do other things with my day.
No.
That's the day. You're doing it, you're spending your day at the Magic tournament. And this is what I was telling Medibot earlier, is that when they banned eggs,
Yes.
basically,
Sunrise.
in Modern, okay, so let me back up.
Sure.
The story goes that the banned unrestricted lists got an update recently.
Yes.
The April 20th banned unrestricted list update. They always do. They unrestricted regrowth, which is irrelevant to the discussion, and that's in Vintage. And they banned Second Sunrise, which is the centerpiece of a deck called Eggs in Modern.
Yep, it's a combo
Eggs.
deck that tries to
Yes.
flip a Lotus Bloom and a number of artifacts back in and out of play numerous times until it assembles this machine that ends with you taking 2 damage every loop, which every loop takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you cast Pyrite Spellbomb and Conjurer's Bauble, and the only card left in your deck is Pyrite Spellbomb, and then you draw it, and then you cast and use Pyrite Spellbomb, and you keep casting all your stuff again because you have just this in and out mana machine and all that.
Yes.
It's a bear. and it takes a lot of time to go through the motions. And you cannot, because of how it's constructed, you can't just say, I do this a bunch. The thing about the loop is that there's enough choosing and everything that you can't just
Shuffling
say
and
do it.
until you get
And
to
it's
the point where you have to literally get to that point where you only have that loop where you have Conjurer's Bauble, no deck, and a Pyrite Spellbomb, and that's the only. And even then, you still have to say, I cast Second Sunrise, I put Second Sunrise back in, I redraw, that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Now, if your opponent is at all polite, then they'll just hand it to you, but they're not obligated to. So the argument for banning Second Sunrise was that it makes tournaments take too long when there's an eggs player, because they get to the end of the round, and during those 5 turns, the 5 turns take forever because the one eggs player has to go through all the motions.
If they're going through the motions probably take about 15 minutes, give or take. Yes,
Yeah.
if you're Brian Kibler, you can just leave and have somebody else sit at your table for you. And
Wait, what?
there was a feature match at a Pro Tour where Brian Kibler was playing against an Eggs player. Maybe it wasn't a Pro Tour. I think it might have been a Grand Prix, where Brian Kibler his opponent was going through the Eggs motions, and he's like, Judge, I'm just gonna go, like, to the bathroom or pick up a sandwich here. Can you sit in for me? And he just walked away.
Yeah, he
Oh.
did that. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
That should be forfeiting, but whatever.
He lost the game anyway, so it doesn't.
I mean, I grant you.
I
But
mean, the eggs player went off
Yeah.
correctly.
anyway, there's a the point that they were trying to make is, since this deck exists, tournament rounds take too long, and tournaments take too long, and we'll just ban it and make sure that that deck doesn't exist with the minimum possible ban, which I respect. Wanting to ban less rather than more is something that they should aim to do.
Right, if they hit
Just
like
in
Lotus
general.
Bloom, that might alter some other decks. If they hit Pyrite Spellbomb, the deck just finds another win con.
Yeah,
That sort of
at that
thing.
point you go back to having one copy of what's it,
Demon
storm
Fire,
damage spell.
Grape,
Yeah, even
Grape Shot.
straight up like Grape Shot, Demon Fire, the Dragon's Fire, that
Bane Fire.
Bane Fire, that's the one.
Bane Fire is the more reasonable one, but I like Demon Fire more.
I also like Demon Fire quite a bit because it's more awesome looking and sounding.
Yeah.
Can we just print a code that's just called Satan Fire?
I think
Or
we
maybe
can.
Voodoo Fire.
The Devil's Play is...
Devil's Play is getting
Yeah,
there. I
That's
love
why,
that as well.
that's why that one time when I won packs for that set, I asked for them in Spanish just in case I opened a Devil's Play. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good.
What is that?
Like, what is it actually
Diablo-
code? Let me see. Devil's.
Anyway, I'm guessing you had a
Ah!
Oh, but
You
my
got a
ultimate
Del
point with this,
Diablo.
my ultimate point with this is that the how to phrase this. So they point out eggs as this problem, and they ban Second Sunrise so that this deck doesn't exist.
Yep.
My point is that the deck is not the problem.
No.
The structure of tournament magic is the problem, and the decks like Second Sunrise, eggs, just serve to highlight this. They're shedding light on something that I've seen for a long time is the real problem with Magic the Gathering, where you spend all freaking afternoon and you get no break.
See,
And
I was
if you're
so
if you're a
happy-
pro player, then you just get to skip 3 rounds.
that's still true if you
That annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah. Our store up in Minneapolis a long time ago used to at every event have like just a lunch break after round 2, which would generally be about 1 in the noon to 1 in the afternoon, which was great. It let you break up the tournament, and you don't have like this 7-round, 8-round, 9-round just marathon. But yeah,
Yeah, like several round tournaments are terrible. There's not really a way around doing 1 hour individual rounds.
no.
You're gonna need the hour, and I respect the 50 minutes, and even though like the 5 turns, I think there should be an additional time limit on the 5 turns thing, because that uh, having like 5 additional turns at time almost encourages people to stall out
I have
and slow play.
I have
I've
seen
well,
that occur.
I've been in a situation where it's like we're on game. I'm playing some slow grindy deck, and I'm on game 2, and it's like, well, the first game took like 35 minutes with this intense back and forth. I'm basically going to play game 2 not to win, but just to get to turns
Yep.
and like take the draw and win the match.
I had a friend of mine.
I have done this.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who back during, I guess this would have been Mirrodin Kamigawa time period, he was playing in a standard event, a bit later rounds, and he was playing like a gifts type deck, like a very slow control, like just get advantage, keep the board up, do this little Hanakami lock thing where he can
Oh,
just fog
yes!
every turn. Anyway, he's playing against mono red. Like the deck at the time was called Ponza. It played Molten Rain and Arc Slogger and such cards, and he was convinced it was a very bad matchup for him. But he got a good hold on game 1 and just sat with it. And sat there with this fog lock and just kind of, his opponent was just like, well, I might be able to get out of this. I might be able to get out of this. 50 minutes pass.
Oh, jeez.
It goes to time and round, and on turn 1 he goes, okay, Rude Awakening, Entwined, kill you. And just wins the match 1-0. Which,
Yikes.
that's part of the tournament structure that kind of allows that setup. It's odd.
Well, even my proposed changes wouldn't really
No.
help
Nothing
situations
to-
like
yeah.
that. But I think that if we just do tournaments of fewer total rounds for starters, that would help. And if you actually have that many rounds, design in a break. 1 hour break. It would, round 3 is empty. That's what we do. It's a 6-round tournament, and 5 of them you actually play.
Yeah, I know with larger and longer events that they're broken up over days, but even then, one day of a Grand Prix can still be 9 rounds, 10 rounds, which is kind of an insane day.
Yeah, and if we push for like smaller tournaments as the mainstay, then we can include more people, and Magic gets to be more of a local kind of thing, and you get to run more total tournaments.
I'm a lot happier running pre-releases locally than with the kind of large centralized pre-releases. I like that as far as that type of change. Like, our store down here gets to run a pre-release now. We only have about 30 odd people that show up.
I guess ultimately my argument boils down to the fact, I don't know about fact, the opinion I present that limited Magic works really well, and things that are like 3 and 4 total rounds are a reasonable amount of time invested and all that. And constructed Magic needs to be more like that. And then, if you had things like Second Sunrise, it wouldn't matter all that much. You'd be like, oh. And they could maybe even bring... Well,
Sensei's
no,
Divining Top.
that's not actually going to happen, but they could bring Sensei's Divining Top back.
That was the original poster child of this card. Takes an insane amount of time, and we're banning it not due to its power, though it was in part.
It was
due to its
partially
power.
due to power as well.
I played against Counterbalance a lot, and that was a deck. It's still a deck in Legacy.
Man, should I go get a snack or something? This is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been slowly enjoying this beer while we've been waiting
That's a good.
on their game 1.
Oh God, they're Super Touch. Come on, Super Touch.
Give him the super touch. Come on.
Back it up. Give him the super touch. He'll
Fist Metal Crackle.
he'll concede.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh man, what are they? Just the slowest games. That can happen in this format, though.
What kind of scenarios make it happen?
Well, a lot of like we saw a couple cards going around where, like Corrupt, for instance, in that pack one, that will make a player early draft a deck that waits for the late game, that wants to just, you know, maybe Luke or Super Touch is one of the two players that are both sitting around waiting to draw their Corrupt for 14. And it's just not happening. Flow of Ideas kind of works the same way, though the moment you resolve Flow of Ideas, you should be full of ideas and able to defeat your opponent. Maybe one
Yeah, I was the Flow of Ideas deck once.
You feel really good getting to cast that.
It felt good once, and then not good the other time. Because I realized that I had the choice of either in the game that I lost, I had the choice of either casting Flow of Ideas or casting the spell that would save me.
Oh,
Except I didn't have the spell that would save me in my hand, and I had to draw into it.
the
So
Flow of Ideas. And
yeah,
then,
I was just scotched. And I'm like, oh, I could draw 6 cards, but then I die to his guy that I can't block because I have only blue creatures. Whoops.
Also, with like a number of the creatures in this set kind of play more towards a slower game. Like I was saying earlier, 4-drops are
Yeah.
a bit more of the norm. And
You have a lot of 4 mana 3/3s and 4 mana 2/2s.
even, well, and then you have a couple like 2/4s that can just hold the ground. You have these weird larger creatures that
Yeah,
can just,
creatures get smaller before they die.
yeah,
There's
creatures have a persist. Persist is a very slow mechanic. I mean, it takes 2 turns to get through it if you have no way to actually break through a persist creature. You know, or Kitchen Finks, which takes even longer.
That's okay. We have the puncture bolt for him.
Yeah.
If he shows up again, which clearly our opponent first picked. You know what annoys me about retrace spells? Now that we're talking about your last round opponent, so many of them are create a creature.
Yeah.
There's the green one that makes a 3/3. There's the red-blue one that makes a big old 5/5. There's the white one that makes 2 1/1s. There's the black-green one that makes a ton of
Harvest.
orb tokens. It's like, okay, yes,
the
retrace is a
orbs.
thing. And it's like, if you're gonna make this mechanic only make creatures, then do that. But they didn't. They had to split the difference with like a couple spells that were sort of, yeah, okay.
Una's Grace.
Una's Grace, Raven's Crime, Flame Jab,
Yeah.
Monstrify. Those kind of made sense. But then they're dovetailed with things that are just more creatures. Like, okay, I get it. You want me to make a lot of creatures or something. That, blah. Really, even the blue-green one technically makes a creature.
No, the copy.
Clone thing, yeah. Spitting Image. Now see, Spitting Image and Worm Harvest were
Interesting ones.
what it should have been, because that's not just I make a creature, it's this cares about the board state or other things, and you get creatures out of it. They were viable and interesting cards. And all the others that just sit there and make creatures are freaking dumb.
What is... There must have been there's a cycle of rare retrace spells. I'm trying to remember what the black-white one was.
There wasn't one.
There wasn't?
No.
Oh,
Black-white
right.
got the shaft on
It
that.
got the shaft, and I think Pyrrhic Revival took its like slot, quote unquote. Because there's Waves of Aggression. I think it's Waves of Aggression.
There's Waves of Aggression.
And then there's 3 creature
Harvest,
spells.
Call of the Skybreaker, Spitting Image. And then Black-White just didn't get one. You're like, oh, well, whatever.
We ran out of
Cycles-
ideas for what to do here.
cycles don't have to be complete.
Cycles are fake.
I mean, it was the same thing in Guild Pack,
They are on
and-
game 1.
Oh my god.
Everyone else is done.
This could go on. Like, technically this could go on. We started the round at 11:20, or I'm sorry. Well, I guess it's 11:27 there. 10:27. And that means it could go on until 11:17.
Goodness. Okay, I am getting a snack.
Yeah.
You don't think the less of me for this.
No, go for it.
Put on some music or something. I don't know. Go out to SoundCloud and get the disco music going again.
Disco. How are you doing, Sly9?
Doing
I'm
that.
Medibot.
That is true.
I'm also drunk now. I drank too much.
How's
Also, this is pretty strong beer, and I haven't been drinking in a while. So
Is it good beer?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's Old Chub Scotch Ale.
I haven't had that before.
Where do they make it? They make it in Colorado, so there's probably a decent chance you can get it where you are.
Yeah, it's locatable.
It comes in cans. Do not be suspicious of this. That's just how they roll. It comes in cans,
Okay.
and it's quite good.
I've had experience with cans.
Have you ever had a Scotch Ale before?
Yes.
As a type of beer. Okay, did you like it?
It was interesting. I've had it once, and that was
Okay.
a while.
Like as far as Scotch ales go, this is a pretty good Scotch ale,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Beer chat.
Beer chat. God, I can't wait for it to be summer and for Dogfish to finally make my second favorite beer again.
Second favorite beer.
Yes, my favorite beer is no longer in production.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, I had it once, and then oh whoops, we stopped making it. Like, oh, okay. Still the greatest beer I have ever had in my entire life.
That's well on one side that's kind of good for it to just be that one time for it. It was the greatest beer at that point, but who knows? What about the second one you mentioned that during the
My
summer?
second favorite beer is Festina Pesh, which is a I want to say Berliner Weiss, brewed with peaches, and it's their summer seasonal beer, and it's very light and refreshing and sweet, and I drink it like it's lemonade. And since I'm a
Is it
lightweight,
strong?
no, it is a relatively weak beer. I think it's about 4% or 4.5%. So if you're not a super lightweight like me, you can actually drink. You can probably drink that forever and barely feel it. Whereas it's for me, it's perfect. You know, like 1, I just feel good. 2, I start like feeling it. 3, I'm like yeah. And it's very sweet, and I like sweet beers. And I usually don't like fruity beers too much because most fruity beers I've had ends up tasting a bit medicinal, but Festina Pesh works very well, and I like it a lot. We're talking about beers.
Beer
That
chat.
can't
Yes.
be right. Because you and I like the same beers, and I don't like sweet beers.
Doppelbocks are pretty sweet.
Really?
Yeah,
That doesn't make sense.
but I also like. Yeah. Tell Fly9 about your
if-
favorite beers.
Well, probably the best beer I've ever had is Southern Tier Mocha, which was a dessert beer, and it was really great. And it was like coffee. I like
that's
coffee
fucking
beers
good.
because I
That
like
beer is
coffee.
good as hell. That's a good
Coffee
choice.
beer.
Yeah.
No, coffee beer is great
Cass loves coffee.
because I just like coffee, and that's
So then
really, if I'm being honest, what I want.
you have coffee, and then you have beer.
And I guess I prefer the more alcoholic ones, which ends up being sweeter because alcohol is sugar. Spoilers.
Weird.
Yeah.
Is that how chemistry works?
That is a chemistry fact.
Let's
Or maybe a
see.
biology fact? I don't know.
I end up liking Doppelbox, and I've had really really bitter beers, and I didn't even understand them. I'm like, wow, why would anyone want this as anything? It was just tangy freaking pine sol tasting stuff, and I'm like, I think this is like drinking soap. What human would want this? And it's the kind of thing that you feed a kid to get them to never like beer or whatever.
Ah,
And,
those
but,
type.
but
of,
apparently that's what qualifies as bitter beer. So in that sense, I do like sweet beer. But the idea that I would go to a beer seeking sweetness is strange to me.
Okay. Yeah, I am.
We ended up having that coffee stout that wasn't all that good, but it had Baphomet on the outside, so
Yeah, that was the coffee
Whoa.
Doppelbock.
it was,
Yeah.
which sounded on paper
It sounded
like
great
great.
because we like Doppelbocks, and I generally also like sort of coffee.
Mm.
But in
aligned
practice,
beers.
the combination did not
skulls
work.
and-
In practice, we combine two things into something not quite as good as either.
Yeah. What do I think I can conjure up the name of that one if I think of that. Percolator? Yeah.
Yep, that
It
sounds
was,
right.
It was Percolator,
Definitely had like Baphomet and skulls on it, and that's pretty cool.
which is another
And
way to get me to buy basically anything.
Put a skull on it.
put
And
put like skulls and devils on it.
I'll be like, oh man, this is for me. Yes.
Peel your face off. What was it? That double skull was good.
Double Skull was beautiful.
Double
And that was-
skull.
Yeah, the
yes.
Epic Brewing makes a Doppelbock called Double Skull, and
That
the
was-
bottle has two skulls on it, and it's called Double Skull.
No, it was clearly made for
Delicious.
Medibot and myself, and it, in every way, it's just satisfying. Then there was the
It's
one with the goat on the outside, and that was merely decent.
Yeah. That's
You
right.
guys like that a bunch, though. I don't.
If you like it, then you should have put a skull on it.
Yeah. Let's see. What are beers that I had that?
Is this Swiss or 8-4?
This is 4322, as that is the only format that the old style drafts have.
Nice.
They usually I'd run 8-4s. I find them more interesting, but yeah, no choice. So go with the 4322. Oh, it finished.
Whatever. We'll take him down.
Yeah.
Get that 4. Get that meaningless point.
Yeah,
Whatever.
get another point. Get more points. Maybe we can.
Oh
get
no!
you-
Super touch. No.
Oh, did we get paired up against the strongest possible
No,
opponent?
no, he got beat.
He got toasted. Okay.
He got rolled.
Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
I don't like to see such strong names lose. I feel saddened. Ugh, I have to dust everything that I own. I think I'm allergic to my own skin after it has left me and become dust.
Everything you. Oh, okay.
I'm really hard pressed to conjure up names of beers that I have tried and enjoyed, even though I've tried so many.
I'm not terribly a beer person. Mostly, I guess, never had. Outside of a couple instances, haven't had anything outside of just like generic grain belt or
Oh,
yeah.
I
And
mean, at the very
don't
least, I
care
won't even.
for-
I won't even drink a beer until it's the level of like Sam Adams or whatever
I have a
better beer.
Sam Adams is a pretty good baseline for beer drinkability.
But then also, I'm talking about my habits of perhaps 2 or 3 total times in a year.
yeah. That's how I feel on it.
We got an opening hand.
Hey, oh, we get to live live here. We got.
Yes.
We want this.
Lordy, this doesn't actually look that good, guys.
No, it doesn't.
No,
but
but
Because you know what's going to happen is you'll never draw the 4th mountain.
even
Here's-
then, we have plays. We have a flame jab to poke things with, and
Yeah, and then you have your
a
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
Look,
That's how you lose this game. How you win this game is actually getting that mountain, murdering something with the murderous red cap, And then casting the fisticuffs on him.
And then just he becomes this machine that even if he's killed, he comes back.
He doesn't die if he is killed.
Yeah. If he is killed, instead, don't. Hey, and he plays a 1/1 for us. How kind.
Huh. That's beautiful.
Um,
Regenerate. No, I totally see you there.
yeah.
The thing is, do we even care?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we care about that, or do we just want to play a 2/1? Curve out on it, and I don't think
Yeah.
we care.
I think that sounds better. There are going to be plenty of opportunities to kill his guy because he's never going to regenerate it. Come on.
Yeah.
Triple white.
He
Oh, no,
needs
no.
two
Ooh,
planes to
Nope.
regenerate
He
it.
needs one wooded bastion.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, not
You
bad.
showed me.
Yeah.
I guess he'll just have to leave 3 mana open forever.
And he's doing it. he's,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
waiting. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Cinder Pyromancer.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
And then we
pretty
start
reasonable.
Start our hate train.
Yep.
I can't even believe that sequence happened.
Here's the only
Or-
card
yeah.
that could have been in the draft that lets you tap for triple white here. I guess the black one would have done it too.
Not even.
No, the black
Oh.
green one.
Oh yeah, because that gets you.
I could go to town with the Kindler plus fists. That
That would get you a lot of
that's a 3/3
Cinder
wither.
Pyromancer activations.
Yeah.
3/3 Wither first strike.
Yeah.
And definitely remember to be pinging with your
Yep.
Cinderman.
Each activation of each spell here.
We are the fisticuffs deck. It happened.
We did it. We didn't even try to do it. We did it. Alright. Yes, we would like to untap that. I like that that's a choice. As though we will choose a different option there not to untap.
Let's hope he doesn't show us the unmake.
Ooh.
That would be. I mean, we still got some value out of it thanks to Cinder Pyromancer.
Right. And we did connect, so there we go.
Okay, cost.
Yeah.
We've done
We're
it.
even.
2 cards, 5 damage.
This guy needs to tap mana to do things.
He can't just sit behind
Very
Super
annoyed.
Spirit. He can't do that.
You cannot suit yourself.
Not with a Wither dude hanging out.
No, and he's going to try, it looks like.
Oh, also the Tattermunge Witch is going to get the passable pump sooner or later. My god, you just want to nug him with the Murderous Ring Cap at this point?
At this point, sort of.
You could also like double up and actually murder the Suture Spirit.
I've been considering it. I don't... Honestly, it's not bothering me.
No, I mean it's on this guy to answer our question.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, the best thing that he could possibly do here is Hollowed Burial me?
Yeah, I guess that's a thing that's in this set.
Or Mass Calcify? But I think Mass Calcify is actually too slow. He would die here. Yeah, he's just not answering the question.
I think at this point you can stop playing creatures.
Yeah, I think we just swing. If he blocks with Suture Spirit, I pump with the Skullkin. Yeah.
Thrills.
I think you pump either way.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Good lord. I mean,
What is
he has cards in his hand. They must do things.
They could not do things.
It is possible.
Maybe our opponent is simply playing lousy spells.
What, mono 7 drops?
Ooh, Snake Form.
Gasp!
That both makes our creature a 1/1 and turns it green.
Oh.
So the fists do nothing.
But it's okay, he's green. You can pass
But we
pump
can
on
pump
now.
him.
Yeah, now he's green. That's beautiful.
Yes. So he thinks he has like the good block on you.
Yep. And so we
Okay.
show him that he does not, in fact, have the good block on us.
I mean, tricks on board. Yeah.
Here we go.
He spends the rest of his mana regenerating his 1/1.
Yep. And I think at this point I might just flame jab it to remove it from the game.
He did just go through an awful lot of effort to make it good. So let's make it awful.
Yeah. Hold on.
Furthermore-
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I can bring him to 1 with Cinder Pyromancer right here. But I would rather...
And then like an untap or...
I would rather just go ahead and take out the...
Fair enough.
Because even if he's able to... Wrath at this point, he dies to Red Cap plus Flame Jab. Onboard tricks. The most powerful of tricks.
Backpack's got jets. He's got like 7 mana. Yeah, he's gonna drop something like bonkers here.
I hope for him he does. I don't know what he can drop that actually...
Like, Oversoul plus Aura doesn't do it. 'Cause he doesn't have that, actually.
He's one short on that.
Huh. I don't have a read on the composition of your opponent's deck. Also,
I
this
know
is
he
the
plays...
second green-white player. Maybe he also got Kitchen Finks.
So we saw 2 spells out of him that game.
We saw 5 forests and then a card that costs triple white on its activation.
That's terrifying. Maybe he just had horrible mana, and he's playing like
3 color.
other triple white things, of which there are plenty.
But
I mean,
he can
he has
cast those. He has the ability to.
he had fire at will.
Fire at will. Fire at will would have been...
That would have been pretty good against you.
Maybe
Maybe
he's
not.
running 38 land.
Yeah, did you see how large his deck was? No, it looked like a normal-sized deck. Okay.
Great, excellent, good.
This is...
Ship it.
Yeah.
Looks like
Sprint
a
it.
hand.
Yep. Let's do it. This is solid.
I actually want you to run out. I know this sounds weird, but I want you to run out the hasty guy first, so that you can make a duo hasty.
That sounds better. Uh-oh, here it is. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play out the Kindler and...
Get in with a hasty 2/3 next
Offer
turn.
the trade. Maybe not.
Ooh, we'll give you a Cindo... Oh, wait, no, I keep forgetting he doesn't hit creatures. Because I'm daft.
Yeah, he doesn't...
And I don't read.
I could
don't
offer
look at
the
it.
trade, and I don't think he would... Actually, he might take it because he doesn't have the Wooded Bastion this time, but... Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start playing Tattermud. Oh, I almost want to play my Pyromancer here. That's too... Get the creatures on board, start using them first, and then work from that point. Maybe he blocks and pumps.
That would be exciting.
He
Dark
snake
Shell
forms.
Blessing. Gasp!
He snake formed and traded 1 for 1.
Okay. I accept.
Yeah.
I accept your trade.
Your terms are completely acceptable.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, so Heartmender just tells us that without some way to break that, we're not actually going to be dealing real combat damage anymore. I think that means we start running Cinder Pyromancers down.
Actually, how much... Yeah, because that gets around, like, then it's just an idiot 2/2 and you don't give a shit.
Yeah. Alternatively, we can use the Initiate to
Yeah, make him
get
block.
through, but I think if we start...
No, Initiate is also a Cinder Pyromancer untap activation.
Yeah, I think at this point we just start... Yeah, we start realizing that all we want is Cinder Pyromancer, and...
Which you
realize
could
that-
even make use of this turn
Yep,
if you wanted.
we
but-
can do that, and we probably will. I would like to get the Rust Razor Butcher out there, too, because he's a good blocker.
Certainly gives Hope Mender a good stare down.
Ooh. Go grab a land.
Oh no, safe right quest.
Do you think he'll grab a... Oh, he's not grabbing a Mistvial Plains.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Alright, I don't need to see that you revealed that. Haste! Haste!
You
Haste
become
makes
haste.
taste.
See, isn't this like passable haste guy awesome? I love him. Maybe
Use
he
your
also
Pyromancer
got
Using
Howl
the
of the Night back.
Pyromancer.
That would be exciting.
Haste!
Fight your Howl of the Night pack deck.
Haste! This is
Yo, Cinder Pyromancer dot deck.
This is who we are.
I love it.
Yes, I could have hasted the unblockable creature there, but I would rather have 2 Cinder Pyromancers when I haste it next turn. Also,
This is kind of bonkers.
Reach, Wither, Spider.
But we don't
Okay.
need to attack
Yeah,
anymore.
don't care about that guy.
He is full of defenders.
Full of great blockers.
But they do not technically have Defender.
Right.
This is important.
None of them have actual defender. Alright, so we play the Noggle Bandit. Untap everybody. I don't think I actually...
Yeah, you don't even need to do that.
Yeah.
You still have to put the
Moreover,
ability on the stack
yeah.
and give it a target.
Right.
Moreover, it might be actively detrimental because we can get the we can get our creature down, get more damage in. Oh my God, Cinder Pyromancer. How is this a deck?
Alright, so we've done 10 points with just Cinder Pyromancer.
You are going to get murdered by other people who have Flame Jab. Just you wait.
I certainly hope not.
No, your third opponent will also be a green-white deck, and that's how everything fell apart.
Alright, then we just, like... Oh, right, I have to put these on the stack before I can F6 past them all. Oh, actually, they're all choices, so I can't just bypass them.
I think you can say always yes. But like if you right click on it on the stack.
Yeah, just... Okay, I guess
Since
I'll
it-
test that.
Yeah.
Next time an untap trigger gets on the stack. I'm fairly certain he just dies next turn. He would have to have Recumbent Bliss. Enchanted creature can't attack or block you. Okay, so it's the opposite of Pillory of the Sleepless. Except for it gains him life a little slowly.
Now, Recumbent Bliss is a real spell.
Right. It's a
don't know if that's
pacifism, but
Yeah.
it's not going to do anything here.
And keep your mountain in hand for the flame jab.
Yeah, because if I draw Jaws of Stone, I can just play it.
Well, let's see. Can we get him dead, actually? Because for...
No, he will block... Oh,
No,
Intimidate.
because you can intimidate one of them. I think you have him dead.
Let's find out. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, go ahead and cast that and make the Heartmender unable to block. Yeah, the Heartmender sounds... Well, either way, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's not a super big deal.
And then say always yes to triggered ability.
Always yes to, okay.
Well, that'll be good in future games.
Although maybe you want it to like still ask you so that in response to that you can remember to tap him if you haven't already.
Right, that's the... I think it still even gives me the trigger to do that if I want. At this point, yeah, we just go ahead and swing in with our 3 guys, and if 2 of them hit, we kill him.
By the way, haste. God,
Haste.
that man is so good. Fisticuffs.
This is
It happened.
bonkers. I love it. Bonkers. Stay free, enemy wizards.
Sigh.
He's not happy.
When it wasn't every annoying deck. Sorry you can't handle the future.
I guess we are kind of an annoying deck. Because we kill our opponents from like 9. And they don't even realize it.
We kill them with... Well, when they're green-white, there's nothing they can do. And if I had hit
They
them
want
with
to have a fair fight, and we don't.
the mana fixing...
Okay.
I think that means he's in a 3rd color.
Oh, man.
Because
You
he saw
fool.
a Safe Right quest, so if he was mana fixing for green-white, he had it.
He's
Yep.
salty.
A little bit.
Mad salty. And you just don't care. You're the
I don't think
pyromancer.
Heartmender is a terrible big reason to
Green-white.
be in. It's neat and it makes you kind of tough, kind of, but
Did it, like he showed some okay defense, but no offense.
Right, he had the spirit, he had snake form, he had and some defensive creatures, and that was
I'm gonna
all.
go ahead and be. I'm gonna be on the positive side here. He had Oversoul, and that's how he won games. You know, he was stalling until he got Oversoul, and then attacking 4 times.
It also, something like that, or like Twilight Shepherd,
Yeah.
like a persist creature that Heartmender may have interacted with. Yeah, and that's on game 3.
Maybe he had a Finks plus Heartmender equals
Finks.
pretty good.
Not.
Wait,
Smells like
was he
him.
the one with Finks?
Nope.
Maybe he also had a Finks.
No. Okay. Yeah. No, we'll presume that he had every good green-white card.
Yeah.
That's why he's in those colors.
That's why he got to round 2. Well, now we're playing for just 1 pack, right? Because
Yes.
we've earned 3.
We have
at this
earned
point.
another draft set, which I don't think I'll
Nice.
have the time to use.
That's fair.
So,
Mm.
because the Shadowmoor draft disappears on Wednesday, and I know I won't have time to do another one of these tomorrow. So,
Oh man, see if you can sell your prizes to a bot then and get a different draft.
yeah, start
Sorry.
preparing for Dragon's Maze and get set.
We're gonna make our modern troll deck.
Yes, with our Lotleth troll into Varaz,
In
Varolz,
Death Shadow.
and Death Shadow.
We will scavenge onto whoever the fuck we want to.
Here's a
Like, we
creature
don't-
we control.
here's-
It's a
here's a
15,
creature.
15.
It's what if it's bigger now? What if it has 15 power and tramples and regenerates? I go to combat.
The best part is your opponent is probably at 15 from shooting themselves with lands.
People play shocklands and
Yeah.
because they think that they're safe.
maybe we don't even need the Inkmoth Nexus at that point. Maybe I'm a fool for wanting to include it.
We could go ahead and just play the Mutavault.
Let's test the version with and the version without.
How about Treetop Village? Is that a legal card?
I don't think so.
No.
That was
I'm
like,
sure it is.
10th ed.
oh, they printed the manlands in 10th ed.
Yeah, they did. All
There you
the mono.
So yeah, we just activate a Treetop Village and then we hand it a +13/+13 counter.
one
Just
counter.
One
Yes.
counter.
That
That would be so
13
good.
on it.
Yeah. and then we hit you for 16, and that is on turn 4 as well, so that curves pretty well
Man,
into
I mean
it.
that presumes that Varol stays
Yeah,
alive.
it didn't die.
That's the tough part. I
Yeah.
think that up to that point, we like from there we should be the discard deck, and that's our like disruption angle.
Thoughtseize and
Yeah.
Because there's an
and-
awful lot of creatures that they can have that we don't care about. So we just need to duress them or whatever.
Yeah, we get rid of their like things that can actually stop our plan, and then roll over the things that can't.
So it sounds like we're working on a similar plan to the Dark Depths deck, where we're playing like this disruption discard package until we can assemble 2 very cheap cards that just end you.
That
Well, the
just
glorious part about the Dark Depths deck was that everything in it
Was
cost 2 basically, and you could transmute for it
Yep.
if you needed. We don't have that same thing going on. I mean,
No.
the closest we could do is Grizzly Salvage
Salvage.
like a madman, which I
which
also
is actually
like.
fine because that also puts the Death Shadow in our graveyard.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine with that.
We could. How useful would?
Oh no! Oh my god, I know what we do!
What do we do?
cast Time of Need for Varolz.
Wait a second.
That is 2 mana. Search for a legendary creature.
Shit. How'd you get so smart, Cass?
That's a good.
Because I know every Magic card. I don't think you actually want to do that.
well,
That would be exciting.
It would be you would need another legend that would be the other half of the. If Death Shadow was a legend,
Yeah.
then you might have it.
There was some other, like, undercosted, overpowered legend.
You go grab a. Oh, there's no.
By the time we cast the rolls, it's already too late.
Yeah.
One is in the morgue and the other jail.
And then we just have like Tarmogoyfs or something.
Yeah, just play Timogorf because he's a cheaty face.
Yeah, because it's green and
Because
modern.
he is a Class A motherfucker.
Then you get to teach your opponent about how characteristic setting abilities work.
By the way, when I scavenge my Timogorf, I get 5 +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
Ooh, is there something else stupid that we can do with another Lurgoyf? Like,
no, there is one, but it costs too much. It's
the 5 mana
5
one?
mana one. Yeah.
Yes!
Lord
Lord of
of
Extinction.
Extinction. You got it.
Yeah!
I could not
Do
think of the
that.
name.
Mill yourself completely out and then scavenge a Lord of Extinction on the thing.
I have a one of my friends in EDH plays a Mimeoplasm deck that its real end game is to Mimeoplasm removing like Triskelion and Lord of Extinction.
Oh man, Abyss Undead has an excellent idea. If only we could somehow get Withengar unbound into the graveyard face down.
It would cost nothing.
The thing is, if that kind of situation arises,
It
then
always is on
you
the
can't actually scavenge, for instance.
Oh,
Because if
no
it
mana
doesn't have a
cost, yeah.
cost, then you can't pay the cost.
You cannot pay null.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Dryad Arbor does not have a cost, so it will not have a scavenge cost.
Yeah, the big things that comes up with are the cycle of suspend cards.
Hang on a second.
Yeah. So, for instance,
Snapcaster Mage on my Ancestral Visions is not
right,
as
that
good as
doesn't
it
work. And when you, no, there was another way to like replicate came soon. It was at the same time as that. So if you wanted to like replicate something, it's like, wapow!
You couldn't like Jin Illuminatus and then
Junilluminatus for my. Oh, what was actually a thing that we would want to do with that? I guess Ancestral Vision then. God. I'll just draw my entire deck for no mana, and then
we're going to Wheel of Fortune 7 times.
wait. Do I have more cards in my library than you? Do I have 4 more cards in my library?
Wait, if you can Ancestral Visions infinite times, why am I targeting myself?
Yeah.
You can draw 150
There was
cards.
actually an excellent, not quite a real deck that was around at the time with June Illuminatus
Angel
and then
Sprays.
like mana spells and then just straight up a bolt. And that was its game plan.
Bolt you. Take 21.
Yeah, it was quite exciting to see work.
Lord of Tressorhorn.
Well, he is an undercosted, overpowered
That is
dude.
10 for 4. Sadly, not a modern legal combination, but... I'm trying to think of other characteristic abilities that might be worthwhile. Lord of Extinction's the only one that really comes to mind.
Yeah, there could possibly be straight up Lurgoyf, but I don't think he's in modern either.
Wait, is Consuming Aberration? No.
I don't think we want to
No.
consume. Again, a cost that we can't pay.
Right. Bloom. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much just Tarmogoyf.
And we don't want to do things like have what's his name in there. Memnite.
I mean, that's just
No.
Slitherhead.
It's Slitherhead, who I love, but
We already have that.
Slitherhead!
I'm sad that doesn't see play in anything in Standard. It's just like the most outclassed one drop right now.
oh, Nurai, to answer your question about Withengard Unbound and why why his ability would come up in multiplayer, you play games with lots of people, and then one of them dies and he gets huge, so he's a bigger problem for the others.
Right.
That's a thing they only recently started doing, actually intentionally designing things for multiplayer.
Blood Tyrant would have been another?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood Tyrant was, I think, the first one who had something quite that crazy.
Yeah, it was like he got a +1/+1 counter for each player, and that those players lost 1 life, and then when a player lost the game, he got 5 counters.
Wait, Lurgoyf actually is in Modern? Holy crap.
8th, maybe? Is that...
Ow.
Huh. 8th edition is home to so many weird cards that are legal in Modern. Like Plow Under is a legal card in Modern.
Good lord.
That sort of thing. It's where Blood Moon sits.
Yo, shoutouts to Blood Moon.
Blood Moon.
That's a
Yeah,
code
you guys know
I-
my sticking point about Blood Moon.
Yes.
Much as I love it, I want it to continue to work, but differently.
You need to find some way to signal that to Wizards.
It just blows my mind that you can enchant your Dryad Arbor with an Ocular Halo, and then if your opponent has a Blood Moon, then you can't tap to draw a card anymore.
Because it's just gone.
Because. Blows my mind.
Blood Moon was in 9th.
Well, Magus of the Moon was in Future Sight.
Yeah.
It's more to the point.
I'm just thinking
Moon
back to that
Wizards.
Standard.
You know, I had a wizard cycling deck at one point. It tried to wizard cycle into either Magus of the Moon or Teferi or
I usually cycled that card for Venser.
Venser was in there. Who else was in there?
Dark Confidant.
Not in there. I was only red blue, but
Okay.
he's a good wizard. I have to admit.
Yeah. Ooh.
What was the fairy that steals things? That's also a wizard.
Sower of Temptation.
Sower of Temptation. She was a wizard. Vendilion Click was also a wizard. This was also before anyone respected Vendilion Click.
Oh my lord, that card was just... I don't understand how nobody respected Vendilion Click.
It took a while to catch on.
I remember, and
I'm
it's
seeing 4 playable spells in your hand.
and one mountain turns on the 5th, and we have a flame jab to prevent, like, if we just draw 12 mountains, we don't
Yeah,
lose.
I'm pretty sure that you're keeping this hand.
Yeah. All right, so we've got the setup.
Oh man, we even won the die roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Against Luke.
Luke.
Oh, Luke. I get it.
Luke.
Yes.
That was a strong name too. I didn't even realize.
That's probably why he's here. That and probably not drafting green-white.
Luke, are you gonna take a mulligan? 24 minutes later, I'm not taking a mulligan.
It does, after 10 minutes, they just get kicked.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Oh, he's in blue. Very nice.
Oh no, not a not another green-white player.
Yeah.
How will we deal?
We have Cinder Pyromancer.
This is probably the guy that picked up the Wasp Lancer.
Oh, right. This hasn't come up yet, but the initiates trigger off opponent's spells.
Although can't block this turn isn't too handy on a...
Right. The other ones, it actually... I've seen the black one prevent people from being able to do anything, and the blue one just powering a mill. I could drop a creature here or just flame jab the Mimic, which seems safer because I am aware there were like 4 copies of Clout of the Dominus going
Yeah,
around.
I think we do want to flame jab this guy.
Like-
Get him all the getting's good.
Right. And
By
we
the
have-
way, crushed.
we have Puncture Bolt in case of something. Scuttlemutt. I think I just take that.
In case of Wasp Lancer.
Let's get that out of here. That
Scuttlebutt is too good.
I'm mostly
You need
scared
to
of
kill it.
I'm mostly scared of that like fixing him off of something. Like right now he's on mono blue, which he very well could just be mono blue, but alright, I am greedy and want my Pyromancer in play.
Every spell must have more value. But that, I mean, the duo also does that for you.
Yep.
Hmm.
They're the same. Oh, but this time now we have double Pyromancer. Okay, so killing the Scuttlemutt really took him off of whatever his plan was.
Gorgeous.
He's got... Oh! We have walked into a wall.
Yikes.
Fuck.
Quick, cast a red spell.
I got nothing here.
That's okay. His defender is meaningless. He doesn't even realize quite how meaningless just yet.
Not yet, but soon.
Okay. He intelligently takes down your guy who can make him not block.
Right. Especially seeing as blocking on the Wither creature would just be weird. Like all of a sudden that is a 3/3 defender and maybe can be circumvented. Thistledown Duo.
I remember them being reasonable as a duo.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were just a gray ogre, and I thought that was reasonable.
They are flying and +1/+1.
Oh, flying is completely reasonable. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so as it looks here, our plan is actually just to kill him next turn with Cinder Pyromancer activations. Because we have a Flame Jab in the yard. Steel of the Godhead makes our plan look so much worse.
Oh, man.
Like, that races us pretty effectively.
Do we have anything that can kill that?
Triple Cinder Pyromancer.
The race is on!
Get down on the floor like a maniac.
Yeah, this is our race. This is what we're doing. I don't even know what's going on in this game anymore.
Well, I mean, you might eventually get to the point where you can attack with the Thistledown duo.
Yeah.